This is how you make apple danishes. The first thing you want to do is read the recipe so you get a good understanding of what's going on. I first started out with making some cinnamon sugar because we didn't have any, so yeah. Then I started mixing the cinnamon sugar because, you need it to be mixed, not just cinnamon on top of sugar or the other way around. And then I preheated the oven to 350 degrees because the recipe said so. Then I melted some butter in a cup for later use for like painting on the pastries or something like that. Now it was time to start opening the pastries, and I had no idea how to do it because I haven't done it in a while. So, yeah, I kind of failed, and then it popped off, and then it rolled off, and then my dog wanted some. That's what happened. Okay. There we go. Then I started to unroll the dough, but then I kind of failed, but it worked out. Then we had to connect the ridge things that makes it like separate into triangles, but we had to make rectangles, so we had to connect them. Then I had to become the next Bob Ross and paint all the rectangle things of dough, and I had to paint them with the melted butter we made earlier, and it made like a glaze thing, and it helped the cinnamon sugar stick to it when we sprinkled it on in the next step. Then I started sprinkling some cinnamon sugar on them to like add taste and stuff like that. Then I started to roll them up in like big long spears, or like spheres and stuff like that, and then we had to spiral them around in a circle till they made like it looked like almost like a cinnamon roll. And we had to do it for all of them. Then we had to cave it in until it looked like a mini bowl. Like we just started pushing in and kind of like making it unspirally, and then we filled it with apple pie filling and did all the other stuff. But this was the step we had to do now, and we did it for all 8. By the way, I don't think I said this, but we made 8. The next step was to spray the parchment paper so it wouldn't stick. And the best part of all, apple pie filling. I don't know if it's just me, but it's so good. Then the recipe told me to chop the apple pie filling, like the apples in it, to chunk it into smaller pieces, so I don't know, yeah, that's what it said. Now we had to actually put the apple pie filling in the danishes, and it was actually pretty cool because like it didn't look like that much, but after they were done baking they were like gigantic, so it was crazy to kind of see like something so small get so big, and it also tasted really good. Then I sprinkled some cinnamon sugar on top of them. Time to bake! So then I started putting them in the oven. Number 1 and number 2. I can tell these are going to be really good. Maybe because I already know they are, but whatever. I set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I had to put it in for like 3 more minutes because it wasn't enough, but yeah. So while the danishes were baking, it was time to make the icing. So then all it was is just mixing powdered sugar, vanilla, and milk. It's really that easy. And then I just measured them and mixed until it looked great. And voila! This is what they looked like when they came out the oven. So good. Now with the icing I made before, I drizzled some of the icing, well basically all of it, on the danishes, and then it looked really good. And this was the final product. They look so good and they were super tasty. Now it's time to actually eat it. That's one hefty bite. The smile says it all. Perfect. Tasty.